What the Tanzania prophet said about Ibrahim Traore. Let me tell you a story. It didn't happen in a palace, it didn't happen on the news. It happened on an ordinary Sunday in a small town, in a small church somewhere in Tanzania. No reporters were there. No cameras, no headlines. But something was spoken that day, and if what was said is true, then Africa may be standing on the edge of something very deep. It was a quiet Sunday afternoon in Morogoro, Tanzania. The sun was soft, the air was still, the people gathered at a small church, just like they did every Sunday. The choir sang with full hearts. It was just a normal Sunday, or at least, it started that way. After the final song, the prophet of the church, an old man with silver hair and a calm voice, stepped slowly to the pulpit. He looked around at the people. Then he closed his eyes. He didn't say a word for a full minute. The church became very quiet. Then, with a voice that was soft but heavy, he said, "Something is moving in the spirit, listen well." The prophet lifted his head, his eyes were still closed, but his voice grew stronger. "I see a young man," he said, "a soldier, in the west of Africa." People in the church looked at one another, they didn't understand. But the prophet continued. "He is not just a soldier, he is a lion, he is fire, his name is Ibrahim Traore." At that moment, the whole church froze. A woman in the back gasped, a few people whispered. The prophet had never mentioned this name before. But the way he said it, it was like he was looking straight into his soul. He is not just a leader, he is a symbol of truth. He paused, then continued. He did not take power for himself, he was sent, not by men, but by purpose. People were now sitting up straight, listening closely. I see fire around him, I see enemies. Foreign hands, local betrayers, they want to remove him, but they will fail. The prophet opened his eyes, his face was serious. He is carrying something sacred, he must be careful. The prophet looked at the church. "Pray for him," he said, "because I see danger, I see betrayal." He closed his eyes again. There are smiles around him, but many of those smiles are fake. He must not trust too quickly, he must not forget the poor. A woman began to cry softly, another man fell to his knees. The prophet raised one hand. He is not perfect, but he is chosen for a time such as this. Then his voice grew low and slow. If he stays true, history will not forget his name. After the service, as the church emptied out, a man stood near the altar. He was shaking. He said, "I am from Burkina Faso. My cousin once worked with Traoré." He held up his phone and showed the prophet a picture. "That man you spoke about, that is him," he said. The prophet nodded slowly. "It is not politics I see," he said, "it is purpose." That night, the prophet said he had a vision. He saw Ibrahim Traore standing on a rock, below him was a sea of young Africans shouting, cheering, crying. But behind them were shadows, dark, whispering figures, hidden in the crowd. The prophet said he raised one hand, and the crowd shouted, "Africa will rise." But then the rock beneath him began to shake. He cannot stand alone. He must find others like him, clean hearts, sharp minds, strong spirits. A young member of the church posted the prophecy online. No edits, no music, just raw truth. At first, only a few people saw it, but then it spread like wildfire, from Tanzania to Ghana, from Mali to the Caribbean, from France to Nigeria. People said this is not just a prophecy, this is a message for a generation. Some called it a warning, some called it a wake-up call. Others said, it was a sign. In Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso, the message reached some high places. Some officials ignored it, but others listened in silence. Young people began sharing the video on their phones. They wrote, #AfricaRising, #Traoré Prophecy, #Symbol of Truth. Even those who didn't believe in prophecy felt something different this time. 2 weeks later, the prophet spoke again. This time, just to a small group. He said, I do not speak to be famous, I speak what I hear from the Spirit. And then he gave a message directly for Ibrahim Traore. Stay close to God, stay close to the people, do not trust titles, do not follow praise, stay humble, and you will go far, but if pride enters your heart, your candle will go out. He ended with these words. Truth does not wear a crown, but truth always reigns in the end. Now you've heard the story. It wasn't shouted, it wasn't planned, it wasn't politics. It was a whisper from heaven, spoken by a quiet man in a small church. About a soldier carrying something greater than himself. Ibrahim Traore. Leader, fighter, symbol of truth. But this story is not just about him. It's about us. Because now the question is no longer what did the prophet see? The real question is, do you believe it? If this story touched your heart, let your voice be heard. Comment, truth shall reign, in the comments section if you believe Africa is rising. Like and share to spread the message. Connect with us for more stories of purpose, power, and prophecy.